We're standing in the oldest surviving Christian space in all of Rome. This is Santa Pudenziana.
So like all churches in Rome, this church is an agglomeration of different times and different periods and different styles. But the part that interests us most today is the mosaic that's in the apse. In the early 300s, Constantine had allowed freedom of worship for Christians, but Christianity really takes hold in Rome in the 400s.
It is extraordinary that a mosaic has survived for 1,700 years.
Well, it's been heavily restored and also cut down.
Nevertheless, we see images that are in this critical transitional moment between the ancient Roman pagan traditions, the polytheistic traditions of naturalism, and this moment when Christian art is first developing.
And so what we see here in the center is Christ himself on a throne with a halo, and he sits below an enormous cross. It's encrusted with jewels, and on either side of that are the beasts that are mentioned in the book of Revelation.
This is a scene of the heavenly Jerusalem, of paradise, and Christ is represented almost as if he were an imperial authority, almost as if he were an emperor.
Well, this church is in fact a Roman basilica that was adapted to become a church. The apse, the semicircular space at the end, might be the place where the emperor sat or a judge sat. So it makes sense that we have an image of Christ here in the apse.
He's surrounded by the apostles and by two female personifications, each of which are crowning Peter and Paul respectively. But I'm fascinated by the architecture that surrounds them. We see Roman architecture, but in an idealized city, an idealized Jerusalem.
In the early centuries of Christianity, the focus turns to Jerusalem, where Christ preached, and also to the city of Bethlehem, where he was born. And so we have this image of Jerusalem as paradise, as this place where we have eternal life through Christ.
And look at the way Christ gleams, this golden glass tesserae reflecting the light coming in from the dome above. He sparkles. He seems as if he is heavenly and incorporeal, as if his body is not solid, but seems to be some kind of magical light.
And the figures that surround him, although restored, look like classical figures. They look like ancient Roman senators in their clothing and their faces, which are so individualized.
It is extraordinary to me that we can sit here and look at an image that somebody in the 4th century saw.
Christ enthroned in the center with a gold halo behind him, gesturing to the right, but above him this enormous cross that's as big or bigger than he is, surrounded by these beasts from the book of Revelation. So this clear idea of the end of time, of salvation, of the second coming of Christ, of a paradise that is achievable through Christ.